Quick question for you. What's the toughest thing about replacing grout in a shower? Stay tuned to find out. Well, to answer that question is in replacing the grout in a shower is actually getting it out. And there's a number of tools there that you can use. The one tool that I like is the Dremel Multimax. And I was wondering the other day what I could use to clean out the grout in a shower. I've got to replace it. And so I went to a local hardware store and shopped around, asked some questions, and this is what I found. I found a Dremel Multimax grout remover blade, and this is pretty awesome. Let me give you a close-up of it. So today I'm going to show you how to use the Dremel Multimax 1/8 inch grout remover blade. Let's take a look at this. Okay, just as a precaution, I'm working in a potentially wet environment, so when you're working with an electrical device and you're working in a shower or a tub or anywhere near a sink, you want to make sure that you're not standing in water, that the floor is dry, that there's no running water around or dripping water around, just to help reduce any type of shock hazards. One quick tip when working with electricity. Anytime that you're working around a sink or water, you want to make sure that you plug up your device into a gfci. Now GFCI means a ground fault circuit interrupter. And what it does, it has, you can always test it. When it's on, it's good, it's green for go, and you can always test it by pushing the black button and then reset it, push the red button, and that resets it. So anytime that you're working around water, and if it's available, go ahead and plug up your electric line, your power source, into a GFCI. Okay, so what I'm going to do is take the blade, and I've already got this on, and I've inverted it because I'm working in a corner and it's a little bit tighter. I can't get in there right directly into it, so I have to lay it sideways along this wall flat, or I could go along this wall flat as well, but to go in there like so is a little bit more challenging directly. So there are variable speeds on a Dremel, and I always use this when I'm in a hurry. I use this on 10. When I want to be more delicate, I can slow this thing down. And so let's go ahead and get started. Let me show you how to do this. Now, as you can tell, there's, I'm going to let you look over my shoulder here, and there's some more work that needs to be done right here underneath the bench. So let's do the same thing here. Okay, now I've got some footholds, if you will, for the grout to grab onto and doesn't peel away there. Well, that concludes this video. If you have other questions about how to tile, please look at the playlist below on how to tile videos. See you next time. Now what I'm using here is unsanded grout with polymer, and this is the big difference here. This is a compound used that when you mix water and the polymer together, they undergo a chemical reaction, and this adds solidarity to the grout. The next thing you're going to need is a mixing bowl or a trough or anything like this, and of course I'm going to use a spatula to help me do the mixing and the application. Now, since I am doing all the work in the bathroom, I'm going to use the bathroom sink. I've moved all of the personal items away from my work area, and so this way when I pour the sand or the grout, it's not going to get on any personal items like toothbrushes or anything like that. So what I'm going to do is go ahead and pour in just the amount that I need to do this job. And I pour it slowly because I don't want the dust and the powder to go everywhere on the countertop, and so I have minimal exposure there. Alright, so I'm going to set this aside. The next what I do is mix this with some water, and so I'm going to use cold water for right now. Ordinarily, if I wanted to speed this up, I would use some hot water, and the reason I do that because the chemical reaction helps it to dry out a little bit faster. And of course, you can tell what I'm doing here. I've got a little bit of water sitting in here. I'm just going to mix this until it gets the right consistency. Now, once you've got the consistency that you want, go ahead and let this stand for about 5 minutes, and then stir it up one more time. Now what you want to do is go ahead and moisten the surface. So I've just taken a paper towel, and I'm going to get this some water, force water inside the surface that I'm working in, because that way it will be better received when it's moist as well. So we're going to do this right here, go all the way down. Now we're ready to make our application. Now understand one thing, ordinarily you would put this on with a rubber float. You would just force the grout inside. I'm not doing a surface, flat surface, I'm doing actually a corner, which makes it a little bit more challenging. So what I'm going to do is just take a little bit of this right here and then force this in. Let me give you a close-up as I'm doing this. Now what you can see here is I'm just going to go ahead and force this in. Like so. And I'm going to do this all the way down. And what I'm looking for is complete coverage. Okay? So I know this is a little bit messy and this is unconventional. Sometimes it takes thinking outside the box. And so this is what I'm doing here. Once I'm finished, then of course I can take this and clean up the outside the area here on the side. All I'm concerned about right now is getting a good connection, a good surface, and make it completely covered in. Okay, now what you do is wipe everything. After waiting 30 minutes, you want to wipe all this down. So you can use a sponge or a rag or anything you want. And I'm just going to avoid the corners here when I'm wiping this down, because I don't want to disturb the work that I've done. So I'm going to go right up to it without getting into it. And you do this all the way through. Let this dry for 30 minutes and then you're done. Okay, so in final, after you've wiped everything down, then what you want to do is wait 48 hours and then seal this with a sealant, a grout sealant application. Well, this concludes our grouting video, and what I'd like to do is invite you to look at the rest of the how to tile videos listed below. See you there. Bye-bye. This is Rick Patterson with the Handyman Toolbox. By the way, before you go, I want to encourage you to check out my other videos, and you'll see a link below. Click on it. The 1,000th person that subscribes to TheHandymanToolbox.com gets a free tool. Go ahead and register now. See you there.